I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've been up here for about an hour, prepared to go live. Maybe a little longer now, like an hour and a half. But unfortunately, fortunately, hopefully it's a good fortunately, I was distracted by good conversation I was having. So that's why this stream is starting late. Even though I'm already 24 hours late, of course, from this stream. But of course, again, I'm back to work this week, getting back in the groove. Still trying to get used to waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning again. But that's what happens. But I am here live, and trust me, I mean, again, I love you guys, but I'd much rather be doing what I was doing before this stream than talk about this joke of an episode of Monday Night Raw. And when I say it was a joke, I mean this was a joke. A dead, flat-out joke. The season premiere of Monday Night Raw. Oh, that's right, I forgot to put that in the tags whenever I was putting this down. Who cares? Let's just get right into this, guys. What is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and I am here live to give you my live review of the October 19th, 2020 edition of Monday Night Raw. The season premiere of Monday Night Raw. Yeah, they're doing a season premiere on the go-home show before a pay-per-view. Why call this a season premiere? Because, it's the draft that just passed. It's a new era. Yeah, again, as I still say, it still feels like SmackDown stuff moved over to Raw, and Raw storylines moved over to SmackDown. That's why I feel like this draft happened, because so many people switched. And when you have so many people switch, there's not much fresh new things to do. Except you're just coming up with stupid new things to do for existing stars that literally makes no freaking sense. AJ Styles is a bodyguard, and, gosh. Oh, goodness. Guys, when I come up here, and I usually say there's some shows that are just boring, as in, like, okay, they weren't intelligence insulting, they were just boring and did nothing for me. Then there's shows that are abysmal and just insult my intelligence. This episode of Raw, felt somewhat in between. Was it intelligence insulting? Yes. Was it boring? Yes. But to me, this was one of those shows I felt like, hey, I'm not insulted by this. I'm bored by this. But to me, it's just like, I had nothing to worry about here. Because this show, to me, felt like one of those shows that WWE just clearly just showed how much of a joke they are right now. How much of a joke Monday Night Raw is. How, nothing matters, nothing makes sense, no stars are being built, everyone's just being ruined. It's continuing this trend of just taking crap, throwing it at the wall, and seeing if it sticks. That's why we're getting all these heel-on-heel feuds. So many heel turns right now that have just, some have made no sense, some have worked out for the better. Roman Reigns, and some to me have just flundered and made absolutely no sense whatsoever. And then we have these feuds that are going on for way too long, like Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, which, again, Drew McIntyre's beaten Randy Orton twice? So why are we continuing this feud? And yeah, how about that ending? How about that ending tonight? So anticlimactic it was. Oh my gosh, this something's gonna happen. Yeah. It floundered on its face. Oh yeah, and also, Retribution, remember as I said before, how, it felt like Mustafa Ali was actually getting somewhere with making that stable mean something? Yeah, guess what? That flopped too! Because they lost, yet he cut an excellent promo later on in the night, and it flops though, because I'm just like, it's exactly what it needs to be, but you guys are jokes! You're losers! Your booking makes no sense, and it's just a freaking laughing stock. This show is a laughing stock that includes the biggest laughing stock in WWE Lana. Just a lack of direction. Keep this in mind. What match will take place on Sunday? So far, last I knew, the only matches that were announced were the 3 Hell in a Cell matches. Okay, 2 of them I'm interested in. Sasha Banks and Bayley. If Bayley signs a contract. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. Hell in a Cell, I Quit. It's going to be an awesome match. Orton and McIntyre, I don't care. Jeff Hardy and Elias. It is what it is, but I don't care either. So what else is there? What's the United Champion doing with Bobby Lashley? What about the tag titles? Raw Women's Championship. Intercontinental title. Where is the direction? There is no direction on this show whatsoever. Nothing on the main roster, and it's a freaking joke. We have Otis coming out in a luchador mask. We have Raw Underground canceled now, and we have those stars trying to get a role, one of them being AJ Styles' freaking bodyguard. AJ Styles is phenomenal and does not need a freaking bodyguard. Ugh, this was just an embarrassing show. This is a show that, yes, somehow I gave it a little bit more credit because there was actually a couple little small things I can say I enjoyed. But again, this show was a laughing stock. This was one of those shows you watch and you say, I'm just embarrassed to even admit I'm a wrestling fan. Or a fan of this business in general. Or a fan of WWE in general. Because, look, literally, it's just like, they just showed tonight that they're just a mess. That's all it is. They're a mess. Focusing now on who's appeared in the virtual audience on the Thunderdome. Big E sitting there freaking shirtless. We got Mark Henry and why? Because they're desperate for viewers, so they have to rely on the past. Gosh. So I've ranted enough already to start off the show. We're already 8 minutes in. I didn't expect to be up here that long, but let's check the live chat before I actually talk about this show. Let's do this. We got J.R. Campbell, what's up? He said he was sick on Friday. Hope you're feeling better. Good to have you back. He'd like to see Daniel Bryan versus Keith Lee in WrestleMania match. Never thought about that, but I actually wouldn't mind that match. One man beat Retribution. Mustafa Ali said he was the hacker, and so on, which we'll get to that. What's up? Tyler, he's going to review last year's Hell in a Cell. Oh god, that dreadful show. AJ should have never gone back to Raw again. Again, I understand why they moved him to Raw, because one, he wanted to be able to be there for his kids' games on the weekends, so I understand that. And two, he wanted to be far away from Paul Heyman as possible, but dear Lord. After what we saw last night, I'm done with this AJ Styles heel run. I'm sorry, I thought it was a good idea a year ago, but honestly, this has been one of his worst runs. Probably his worst run in the company, I gotta say. Especially with what they did with him last night. I hated it. Why is Lana still here? Because she re-signed like a 5-year deal, and she's stuck. 5 more years of time to go through a table, Lana. Night-night! Yeah, when Nia says night-night, I just cringe. Anything that Nia Jax says night-night, or it says that, I cringe with. This year is so stupid, like WWE RAW in 2020. Yes, it's stupid. Spell Grand Gordon was Otis. Oh, whatever heck his name, Grand Gordon. We'll get into that. But yeah, that was Otis. We'll get into that later. It was so stupid. There are 3 matches are advertised. The 3 Hell in a Cell and Hardy and Elias. Well, there's 4 matches. The build to this year's Hell in a Cell is worse than last year's Hell in a Cell. Last year, they didn't even have half the show announced until the day of the show. It had like all these filler matches. Again, unacceptable by WWE's part. So, will we get the same thing this year? I don't know. Will they somehow kill the Hell in a Cell reputation even more? Who knows? They've already ruined it enough. Let me see here. I was happy that R-Truth was not on this show. That R-Truth was not supposed to be on it. the show our truth was. I'm not sure what that means, but no, he did come running out um during that stupid tag match with Heavy Machinery and Miz and Morrison. Um, I don't know if Vince hates AJ. Who knows? Um, he also hates the virus. We all do. I'm so sick of it at this point. Also, we're the real brand split. AJ, when AJ went from WWE champion to be nobody, I wouldn't say he's a nobody, but still, again, his booking has not been that great at all the past year. It's a waste of moving Bianca Belair to SmackDown because they don't even use her. They use her for them little video packages. I mean, hopefully, again, my hope is after the Sasha and Bayley feud's over, Bianca Belair is right in there. So maybe, we'll see, I don't know. They're going to kill Hell in a Cell again for the third year in a row. Who knows? Again, it's already been buried. At this point, they just have to revive it. But can they revive it? I don't know. Again, knowing WWE, when you think that they've hit their lowest, they already always find another low. Remember, guys, it wasn't a no disqualification. It was a match stoppage. Again, just the way they try to cover their asses, just literally make them look even more ridiculous than they were if they would just keep their mouths shut sometimes. Again, they're just cowards. They're just all a bunch of freaking cowards. Paul Heyman is the most hated man in real life. For real? I just heard that him and AJ don't get along. I didn't hear about anything else, but oh well. But let's move on and talk about this show real quick. I'm not gonna waste my time on this too much, even though I'm gonna put out some stupid things, a lot of stupid things that came out of this show. So again, this is the season premiere and the go home show to Hell in a Cell. This didn't even feel like a go home show in general. So the show starts off with Alexa Bliss in the ring and just says, "Let him in." And out comes the Fiend. So the two of them are in the ring. And then Retribution. Well, first off, the Fiend gets in there and him and Alexa Bliss hold hands and just sit there awkwardly, just like, which I'm like, fine, whatever. Again, once they got it away from, the Braun Strowman storyline, again, as I keep saying that this Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt stuff is actually starting to click. And it's actually giving Alexa a direction, and it's, again, when they fix it visually and everything, it started to click, it makes sense. That's all I need to do. So that I'm fine with. Especially because I'm hoping the fact that they both end up rolling Raw someday, have, Alexa Bliss eventually be Raw Women's Champion again, and have, Bray Wyatt be the WWE Champion again. And they both get long reigns ruling the roster. Especially for Bray Wyatt. Again, Bray Wyatt deserves a long title reign. The last one he had should have lasted until SummerSlam. At least till SummerSlam. I'm sorry, I still say this today. That reign should have lasted till SummerSlam. Not, again, squandered by Goldberg at Super Showdown. When, to me, the whole world just fell apart afterwards. Oh, and also, mention this as well. Raw has a new theme song. I don't know what the heck it is or what it's called. I hate it. It sounds like a horror movie song. So then is Raw now the horror show, like Extreme Rules was the horror show when it was a terrible show to begin with. It was a horror of a show to watch. Jeez, oh man, it was, oh man. But yeah, I hate the new theme song. To me, it doesn't excite me at all. It puts me to sleep. And actually, believe it or not, I fell asleep for a good portion of this first hour of Raw last night. Because, one, I'm tired from, trying to adjust back to my regular schedule from being off work for a week. And two, again, I didn't care. I did not care. I could have slept through this whole show and not missed a single damn thing. But anyway, so the show opens up, again, with Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt in the ring, holding hands, when Retribution appears. They surround the ring, but then, of course, the lights go out again, and Bray and Alexa, we're gone. Out comes the Hurt Business. We get a brawl. Leads to a match with the Hurt Business, Bobby Lashley, MVP, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander taking on Retribution's Mustafa Ali, T-Bar, Mace, and Slapjack. Again, I'm sure Vince McMahon is in the back laughing his ass off at those names. And of course, with Reckoning, well, Mia Yim in their corner. And guess what? Retribution lost. They lost by T-Bar tapping out to Bobby Lashley. And then The Fiend comes back out and just beats them all down. Mustafa Ali ran like a freaking weasel. Yeah, some leader you are. You guys look like a bunch of buffoons. Again, this has been one of, needless I say, maybe even worse than the freaking Social Outcasts. That's how bad this stable's gotten, because it doesn't make any sense. Mustafa Ali, at least later on, cut a promo that made sense. But the damage was done, and that promo was literally thrown into here because it's wasted, because you already ruined them. They lost. What chaos are they causing? Nothing. You want to know why? Because WWE put them on Raw. They gave them contracts. They drafted them. Yet they want to destroy this company because of what they did. Again, backstory, behind the scenes. Why would WWE be as stupid to hire people who want to destroy their own company? But no, they just let people walk all over them because, oh my goodness, gotta get bad guys in there. Again, you make no sense. It makes no sense, and, as far as Mustafa Ali's mission behind all of it, it would work if you actually stop making them feel like a freaking joke. And just booking them like you're just handing things to them and letting them run your show. To me, that just shows you have no control over your show whatsoever. You have people do whatever you want. You have wild card rules. You have people trying to destroy the place, yet you're signing the contracts and paying them to do things you don't want them to do. It's hurt my brain cells by even talking about that. So that's how we start off the show. Retribution getting buried, and then they get fed to the Fiend. And then we have AJ Styles then come out. He's getting ready for a match against Matt Riddle. Somebody else that they literally just ruined in general already. Especially in this freaking match. They have AJ Styles. So, first off, Raw Underground was canceled. It was canceled because apparently somebody got sick with the virus. And I don't know, Vince McMahon, as always, just woke up and was like, I don't get it. Vince, you don't get anything. Retire and get your ass out of your chair. And let somebody else sit there who actually knows, actually cares about writing a freaking wrestling show and actually building stars and giving us fresh things and not just, throwing shit at the wall. Like, here, look, I'll throw all the shit. Well, not at the audience, but again, it freaking makes no sense. So, since Raw Underground's canceled, Vince has got to have his big boys out there doing something that makes absolutely no sense. AJ Styles brings out Jordan Omog behind. Probably has a goofy sounding name, whatever the heck it is. Probably doesn't make Vince laugh his butt off. But that tall, 7-footer, however tall he is, guy who used to be the doorman to Raw Underground, and now he's basically AJ Styles' bodyguard now. Why does AJ Styles... No, I should be saying why. I'm telling you guys right now, AJ freaking Styles, the phenomenal one, does not need a bodyguard. As a heel, he should be just a badass. Just a badass heel who wins matches. That's how exactly he was when he first turned heel in 2016. That's all he was, and that's what he needed to be. Not a freaking bodyguard. AJ Styles does not need a bodyguard. Then we have this match with him and Matt Riddle, and guess what? Matt Riddle, who's supposed to be like a daredevil badass, backs away like a little coward, a little chicken, little weasel, for whatever this guy just sticks his nose into his business. So AJ beats him, and it did nothing. Nothing for AJ, nothing for Riddle. Like, I still think Matt Riddle moving to Raw was a bad idea. They should have kept him on SmackDown at least. He could have feud with Ray, could have feud with Dominic, could have feud with Aleister Black, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins. Who does he have on even Roman Reigns? Who does he have on Raw? It's the same guy he's been freaking feuding with for months. Since coming to the main roster, it's already been a waste. He was the future of SmackDown, as Kurt Angle hyped him up as. Yeah, he's a joke now. A freaking joke. Who is afraid of a big, tall dude? That shouldn't even be out there, because AJ Styles, again, does not need a freaking bodyguard. Drew McIntyre was interviewed, basically blah, blah, blah. You know, I know you have a lot of... Based around this whole thing, like, yeah, Orton, I know you have all your moments inside Hell in a Cell. But again, I love Drew McIntyre. I like Randy Orton. Their matches have been good. But again, I will continue to say this. This feud had no reason to go to a third match. This does not scream Hell in a Cell. This is why we do not need a pay-per-view named Hell in a Cell, because not every single feud that has to go into this pay-per-view has to be made into a Hell in a Cell feud, because most of the time the feuds were not written for Hell in a Cell. They were not. So again, yeah, Orton and McIntyre are good matches, but like again, McIntyre's won twice, and we're having a Hell in a Cell match. Why? Oh, I've had how many experiences? Drew McIntyre has had none inside Hell in a Cell. I don't care! I don't care at all. I'm sorry, I literally don't. This needs to be like an opening match or like one of the first matches on the show on Hell in a Cell. Heck, put this on the pre-show for all I care. We don't need 3 Hell in a Cell matches. I mean, again, if you want to get Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell, fine. Write a compelling story that actually makes sense for it to be inside Hell in a Cell. This feud ran its course. It does not need to be inside Hell in a Cell. I'm not that excited about this match. Really, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not. So we have that interview and whatnot. Oh, and then we have the Raw Women's Championship match. Asuka versus Lana. Literally the most ditziest laughing stock in the company they've made her. Why? Because both her and her husband wanted to leave. Lana stayed. Rusev got out. Goes to AEW. Basically tells Vince, you can take that brass ring and shut up your ass. And now, of course, Lana is just a ditzy idiot, a laughing stock, and a complete joke. As soon as Lana came out, and of course, as soon as they had Lana win the Battle Royale last week, I'm like, okay, this division's definitely a joke if they're letting Lana be number 1 contender. And here rumors are want to give Lana a babyface push after how poorly you have booked this woman for a whole freaking year, ever since her and Bobby Lashley started looking lips. Oh, Rusev cheated on me. Rusev wanted to have sex with me. Yeah, you did the same exact thing. You just left him for Bobby Lashley. And why did you pick Bobby Lashley of all people? I'm just saying, what was the story behind her picking Bobby Lashley over Rusev? Never heard that story at all whatsoever. You claim that Rusev's want to have sex. Yeah, 90% of the time, when I saw you with Bobby Lashley, you were all hot and heavy, all up in bed, or getting massaged by... acting like a clingy... As soon as the match started, I said Lana to squash her. Lana squashes her in less than 5 minutes. Perfect. And then, of course, out comes who? Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Hey, and for the 5th week in a row, they even mentioned this on commentary, 5th week in a row, Lana gets sent through a table again. It's going to be a long 5 years for Lana in WWE, because she's going to continue to be sent through tables as a freaking joke, just to, to entertain Vince, because how dare your husband do what he did. I'd love to see Vince actually, go through this pain and be treated like how he treats his freaking stars. I just love to see it. But after that, Nia Jax gets his ring, starts talking about teamwork. teamwork. And then we have Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke come out to accept an open challenge. But then, that's not it. Of course, we have the Riot Squad who appear on SmackDown now, so why did they show up? I mean, again, the tag champs can go to SmackDown to fight them, but then they show up for just a random Fatal 4-Way match? Why? Because they already lost to Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler? So, how are they able to, 1, come over to Raw, and 2, get this title match? Oh, and also, we have Lacey Evans, Miss Blonde Hair, my blue eyes, I got my big cheese face, comes out. Who is her tag team partner? Peyton Royce. You just split up the Iconics to give Peyton Royce a singles push. You just split up the Iconics to give Peyton Royce a singles push. Now you randomly throw her back into a tag team with Lacey Evans. If that was the case, why split the Iconics? That was stupid, and I didn't care about the match. I spent most of the time trying to figure out what I wanted to eat because I was hungry. So all I know is that Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler won, and of course Nia Jax goes night night and hits that thing again. She's just so freaking cringe. I can't stand watching her in the ring. Oh God, this show was so. This show just made me so mad. Oh yeah, well before all that even happened, we had Asuka get attacked by not Nia Jax, no, by Shayna Baszler, and I'm like, give me that match on Sunday. They probably won't do it, but it would be awesome to see Asuka and Shayna Baszler one-on-one on pay-per-view for the Raw Women's Championship. Yeah, that sounds appealing. No, Vince McMahon doesn't want that. Screw you, Vince. Screw you. So we have that. We got that stupid match. Something I actually enjoyed, Elias' concert. I don't know why, I thought this was actually pretty cool. But of course, Elias has to be a heel now because he thinks Jeff Hardy was the one who attacked him. The thing is, though, is like I get it, makes sense. Elias want to go after that. But the thing that hurts it is the fact that, again, the feud with Jeff Hardy and Sheamus is done. So, like, what else is this going to really accomplish? No offense. Like, we're going to have like a feud with Elias and Sheamus? Like, it's not a mystery who was the one who would set up Jeff Hardy for that hit and run accident on Elias. But whatever, that was actually cool. But then the concert, but then whatever. After that, we have this match with Kofi Kingston and Sheamus. They had a promo beforehand. Who the heck cares? Kofi beat Sheamus. Only thing that was notable was that Big E was on the screen inside the Thunderdome and basically cheering him on, but he was shirtless. But whatever. Kofi beat Sheamus. Who cares? There's no direction now for the New Day as tag team champions. Want to know why? Because all the teams that are active right now on Raw were on SmackDown with the New Day. So they have no fresh direction there either. So we have that. We have the backstage promo with Mustafa Ali. Cutting a promo. How the Hurt Business mistaken of thinking his power was strength in numbers, and with his power, but his power is creating chaos. Yeah, again, how can you create chaos when you guys just lost? Look like buffoons. All he needs is a laptop, a cell phone, and a secret, and with one click, he can make anyone's world crumble down. And then of course he mentioned how sitting at home, because his company couldn't figure out how to make a buck off a guy named Mustafa Ali. And he watched these spineless superstars backstage backstab each other to get ahead. And he, of course, has revealed he was the hacker on SmackDown. He wants the entire world to know what the sick place is infected with, which, again, is true. And basically, these forgotten, abandoned people, even though they're on, well, okay, Shane Thorne, yes, Dio Madden, yes. kind of forgotten and not really relevant. But like Dijakovic and Mia Yim, not abandoned and forgotten about. It's just a way to ruin more NXT stars. But basically, they found each other and now they're going to cause chaos. But once again, like I said, you lost tonight. You look buffoons. But if it was for that, this pro actually was pretty darn good. It's just a shame that it goes to waste because, again, these guys are already ruined the way it is. So, thanks, Vince. Thanks a lot. You done great. Oh, God, now we have, first, we had this dumb segment with Titus O'Neil asking him to join the Hurt Business, but then they beat him down. I'm like, why is it that whenever the Hurt Business is trying to ask people to recruit, and they don't recruit, but yet when somebody offers to join them, they get beat down? Business is booming. They want the thing to grow, so why would they beat down Titus O'Neil? I don't know why. Oh, so then we have this. So earlier tonight, Tucker confronts Miz and Morrison, or Dumb and Dumber, because they made them both look so stupid the way it is. And basically, they're set up for a tag match, and Tucker had to pick a tag team partner, since Otis is on SmackDown. But guess who he picked? I knew as soon as Tucker came out to his same music, and the fact that they didn't even at least edit the Tron to at least say Tucker and not Heavy Machinery. They did it for Otis, so why can't they do it with Tucker? I knew it was going to be Otis. But instead of it just saying it was Otis, they had Otis come out with a pink luchador mask on. And he's introduced as El Gran Gordo. And somebody literally translated that online. That is Spanish for the Great Fat. So Otis basically was being made fun of for his weight in this match. Yet they couldn't admit that it was Otis. They had to act like we didn't know it was Otis. It's like, the only way that will actually make this work is if Otis is able to, win his case against The Miz for the Money in the Bank contract. Have it be, Otis, since apparently Miz was the one who separated them as the tag team, Heavy Machinery. They're also apparently, what separated him and Mandy Rose, which, by the way, afterwards they had him in the back partying, and Mandy came by and gave Otis a ham. Whatnot. Again, they had to act like it wasn't Otis. It was Otis. It was Otis. We are not stupid at all whatsoever. We're not dumb as fuck. I'm sorry. It was Otis. And they couldn't admit it. But like, if Otis is gonna win this feud, at least have where it be like, Otis has to go. Otis can go to Raw if he wants to be with, still be with Tucker and to still be with Mandy. But it's not gonna, doesn't work like that. So I don't know. I don't care. I literally do not care. So I thought that was insulting and stupid that we did that. We have the Firefly Funhouse, which was actually a good segment. Basically, it was introducing them to Raw, and we have, just, them and the puppets and there's an usual stick, just to kind of reintroduce themselves again, which kind of felt needed since the last time since the Firefly Funhouse basically got buried. Apparently they did that wobbly walrus character because that was supposed to start the feud with Roman Reigns and the Fiend Bray Wyatt, but they changed their mind and put the Fiend on Raw, which again made sense to keep him away from Roman, because obviously Roman just kept getting in his way. So that was actually a good segment. Of course, Alexa Bliss appeared in the Firefly Funhouse for the first time, so that was cool. I was fine with that. Keith Lee and Braun Strowman took on each other one-on-one. And it was a short match. Braun Strowman won after he headbutt Keith Lee where the sun does not shine and pinned him like an idiot. Afterwards, Keith Lee then would kick Strowman in the balls, because Vince loves when people hit each other in the balls. I'm sure he had a big laugh at Strowman using his bald head to smash Keith Lee's nuts, and basically Keith Lee just cut some promo on Strowman. I don't care. Okay, I could care. They at least try to protect him, but it was just stupid. It was dumb. So, yeah, they've already, made me squander on this feud because, they're probably going to make it another, nutshot feud, who knows. So that happened, and then the show ended with the Hell in a Cell, getting dropped down, and Orton gets in the ring and just once again, for the millionth time, reminds us what he's done inside Hell in a Cell and what Drew McIntyre has done. How many times? Drew comes out. He gets to the cell, of course. Oh no, I can't get in. The cell door is locked with the lock on it. So what does Drew do? Reaches over the barricade, pulls over a bolt cutter. Like Randy Orton had no clue you can use a bolt cutter to get inside the cell. Drew cuts it open, grabs a chair, goes inside, holds the door shut behind him. Him and Orton stare each other down, and that's how the show ended. Yeah, Hell in a Cell ends with a stare down in the cell. What a joke. What a freaking joke of a show. I gave it a D. I gave it a D because I enjoyed the Ali promo. I like the stuff with, Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss. The Elias concert was kind of cool, but, it's still not much to me at all, but the show was a joke. Just an absolute joke. Such a laughingstock WWE is. There's 4 votes for the polls. Nobody said A or B. One person said C, and 3 people said D or lower. Again, I gave this show a D. Let's check the live chat. Let me see what we got going on here. Let's see what we got for the live chat before we go off the air. Until she ever, when she gets older, and if Anya puts her to the table, I'm surprised she ain't getting an injured storyline injury. I'm not sure what you meant by that. AJ's right about Paul Heyman. He's a lying bastard, apparently. He's not digging the Roman heel run. Disagree there, but that's your opinion. AJ Styles' Money in the Bank briefcase instead of dropping it to Vince McMahon's favorite wrestler. Oh, this is a joke. AJ should have won the briefcase. I thought everybody was nice in real life. Like, ain't they all friends in real life? Who knows? Retribution's the joke. Yep, I think Retribution is as worse as the B team. Put Retribution on the list like everything. Retribution Ricochet was not on last night's show. After I pulled an Eddie Guerrero's move, Eve Marie was supposed to be coming back. He didn't appear either. Yeah, screw all that. Before Vince dies, everybody's going to stop watching the company. Alright, we all know that. All that. AJ needs to be the second reign as champion. Yeah, I think the Fiend's probably going to take the title off of Drew. Pretty much. All that. Thank you for that. Now put Thrawn to the table. Get rid of those women's tag titles. All that. Edge's going to help Drew on Sunday. Oh gosh, what, just continue Randy Orton and Drew still? HTP 201 says Nia Jax stole my snacks. That's a strange one. And all that crap. Alright. Guys, I didn't mean to just scheme through the messages, but it's the same old crap that we always continue to say. But again, unfortunately, as long as Vince is in charge, nothing's going to change. Joko Go Home Show gave the D. So yeah, I'll see you guys probably tomorrow night maybe for my AEW Dynamite review. What are your thoughts on Raw this week, guys? Do you think it was a joke of a show as well? Leave your thoughts on the comment section below. Slap a like on the video and subscribe or comment on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAir93. And with that, guys, I'm checking out. I'm going to bed. Have a good night. Peace out, everybody.